Alrighty, what's up everybody? My peeps, what's going on you sexy people? It is I, your tribal god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a Monday evening video, right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. And as always, thank you for watching, make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down there in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. So, subscribe to my channels, all down below, and my other channels as well. Show your love and support. Leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos from my respective channels from the past, now, and then in the future coming in. But don't leave stupid comments. You will get sent to the Shadow Realm. You will get beaten severely, and then Ozzy and Satan will come out, laugh at you, and then eat your soul. So don't do it. Go somewhere else and do that shit, because you ain't gonna do it on my channel. And if you don't like that, cry about it, little bitch. And that's that. Share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Slap it like it's your mama. No, don't slap your mama, but slap it. You know, slap it like it's your bitch. Because that's what it is. Slap that bell to death. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next video. Because if you miss anything, you need to get slapped. Because you are SOL. I think we all know what that means by now. And if you don't know what it means, I think you might get slapped again. Until you get it. And that's all I gotta say about that. So, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and all that other good shit. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal! We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, put your feet up, and grab a tasty cold one like this one. Grab that cold one, and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You know, get out of here, go watch somebody else, or go do something else. That's it. You don't have to watch me, but you will because you got nothing else to do. And nobody else to watch. Because you have no fucking lives. And you just worship me to death. But it is what it is. Worship me because I'm your tribal god of extreme. So bow down and, like your moms and your girlfriends do, below me. And that's that. We move on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, happy Monday, the final Monday of April the 27th, 2026, as we got 3 more days to go until the end of April. May is fast approaching on Friday, but I hope you had a great day. It was nice and warm here in the Northeast. Tomorrow's going to be the same. Then we get a little bit of rain Wednesday night into Thursday. Kind of cools down a little bit. What are you going to do? But as we get into the first official week of May, gets a little bit warmer, back to around 60, but it's fine. So we get a little cooling trend by the weekend, and then Mayflowers will be here, and then pretty soon, about a month from now, the unofficial start of summer, which is Memorial Day weekend. Can't wait for that. And then pretty much 3-4 weeks after that, the official start of summer, and then that's it. We are going to the beach. We're going to have fun, get a tan. Oh, look at all the ladies with their donga bikinis and their tatas just popping out. Having a good time, going on our summer vacation, and all that other good shit. But can't wait for the summer with warmer weather. Hopefully no hurricanes around, especially around Puerto Rico and Florida and around the Northeast corridor. We don't need that! Because hurricane season is coming up in about a month or two. Not fun! But eventually we'll get through the summer and hopefully no major hurricanes around the United States corridor. Around the Southeast, like Florida. Hopefully no big ones in the Caribbean, especially around Puerto Rico. And none here in New York City. We don't need that shit. We had enough with the snow. We don't need a hurricane. And that's pretty much it. But I hope you had a great day. Hope you have a great evening. We got Monday Night Raw coming up at the top of the hour. Our tribal chief, put up your ones, Roman Reigns will be on the show to, well, give Jacob to Yamin. His answer, whether he's going to fight him at Backlash, even though it's on the poster, and he's on the poster for Night of Champions in June, but that's in Saudi Arabia, the shithole country that it is. We'll see what happens with that tonight. We're going to hear from Seth freaking Rollins as well, and his hot white, the man, the Intercontinental Champion, Becky Lynch. You also got, women's tag team action. We got Bayley, give me a hug, and Lassie, bitch, from Ireland. Light up Fat Kitty, they take on Roxanne Perez, or Roxy, and Raquel Rodriguez in a tag team match, and a whole lot more on your 2+ hour cure for insomnia, and that's Monday Night Raw on that great app, on that great streaming service of Netflix. Yay! So we got that tonight, my friends. Coming up in a little bit. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're sitting down. I hope you have a nice cold one, or if you're eating something, hope you have a nice sandwich or whatever you're eating. Put your feet up. And it's time, ladies and gentlemen, for your late and out-of-date TNA Impact Wrestling and Ring of Honor review for April the 23rd, 2026. Alright, so we get to TNA, as we always do. We start with the better show. TNA Impact Wrestling. Great show. Epic main event. Best TNA match. I think it's the Impact match of the year. I don't know about match of the year for TNA, but it's up there with Mike Santana defending against the man that goes all night long, all night. That's Mr. Rich Swann. Epic match. We'll talk about that in a minute. But first, we have to start with the beginning of the show. So we are emanating once again from the Upstate Medical University Arena at the One Center War Memorial. Why can't we call it the One Center War Memorial? We don't have to go like 6,000 places. Oh, we're at the Medical University Arena at the War Memorial in Syracuse, New York. Too long. But that's what she said. I digress. Alright, so from Syracuse, New York, Gene. And as always, our commentary team on TNA Impact Wrestling, Tom Phillips and the man who loves Rusev Day. And that's Matthew Waywall aiding English. Alright. This was a great show. From pretty much start to finish, was a great show. I don't know the ratings, but probably around the 200, 250 mark. But we got that and a whole bag of chips. Alright, so we start off with the opening sequence. It's time to cross that line! Oh wait, they don't have that theme anymore. I wish they did, but they have this generic TNA theme. But anyway, we start off with one half of the TNA Tag Team Champions, and that's Mophead Bear Bronson, along with the rest of the system, the beautiful Alicia Edwards, her husband Eddie Edwards, Cedric Alexander, and the other half of the Tag Team Champions, Brian Myers. Alright, so Bear Bronson takes on Mr. Call Your Shot, still has that trophy. He's Ryan Nema's big brother who parked Issa's car perfectly. He did. He told me himself. And Ryan actually told me that himself too. He's scared of Bad Bunny. I don't know what. Ryan is scared of Marco's Pizza. That's what he's scared of. Fuck that. Eat at Marco's! Okay. Alright, so Ryan on commentary as his big brother takes on Mophead. And it was a pretty decent match for just under 8.5 minutes. So also with Bear choking the life out of Nick in the corner. Gives him a big smack in the face. Oh, no, you didn't. So Nick's like, oh, you slapped me? So Nick fights back, but Mophead sits down on his chest. Ew. Took a shit. No. Which allowed Alicia Edwards getting a cheap shot. Figured. And then he side slam gives Mophead a near fall, but Nick fights back, hits a quick famouser. But as it was getting momentum, Mophead with a choke bomb for a near fall. Then he gets sent into the ring post. Ow! That's Bear Bronson got sent into the ring post. Then a running DDT and a super kick gives Nick a near fall. Bear then sends him to the outside where the system kind of surround him. I'm like, uh-oh. And then we hear the music of a man that actually follows me now on Twitter. Good buddy, KC Navarro, the man who's banging Cora Jade, you lucky bastard. Should be me, but that's okay. But it's good. He follows me and he actually, left a tweet. I left a tweet on one of his comments. I left a comment. He got right back to me and said, "Thank you for supporting TNA." It's actually him too. No lie. No bot account. No burner account. Some shit like that. It's actually Casey Navarro. But anyway, he comes out for a distraction, and inside the ring, Nick hits a super kick into the danger zone. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. He pins one half of the TNA Tag Team Champions. And that's Mophead Bear Bronson. In a pretty decent match. I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. So see what happens with that. Even though Ryan was like, you don't need this guy. He helped your brother win, Nick. Ryan. I mean, come on, man. And we move on. Alright, we're in the back with the lovely Gia Miller. She's with Rich Swann and that so-called YouTuber, Brandon the Entertainer, BDE. Rich is very excited for the main event. Takes on Mike Santana to get the TNA World Championship. He is a former TNA World Champion himself. But he's like, "Hey, Brandon, you stay here. I'm going to do this alone." And Brandon's like, he's bouncing around, pacing around. Like, do you have to go take a shit? Go! Anyway, he doesn't seem to mind, so yeah. Jet. Ow. Spanish Archer. Boom! Take him out. We get that. Alright, 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. We didn't need that segment, really, but okay. Alright, then it was supposed to be a concert with Elijah. Who wants to walk with Elijah? So Elijah comes out, but it's not Elijah. It's the so-called king of TNA, Frankie Kazarian, who, commentary recognized immediately. He has a fake beard on, and he actually did a pretty damn good Elijah impression, even with the voice. So it was like, wow, interesting. I'm interested. Anyway, he has a bad case of the blues because he can't beat Kaz. It's Elijah talking. Well, him as Elijah talking. Can't beat Kaz. Written a song called "Kaz Is My Daddy." Oh, okay. So he's about to play. He plays a little ditty. And then the actual Elijah comes out. Or he comes out from behind. Chokes Kaz out with a guitar strap, mind you. A guitar strap. Then he gets on the mic and says, "Me and you next week on the program in the first ever guitar..." Excuse me. I'll get it out of my mouth. That's what she said. It'll be the first ever Walk with Elias guitar strap match. I'm like, wait a minute. How are they going to get a big-ass guitar strap to hook to each other's wrist? That makes no sense. Because guitar straps are not that long. They're not that long, like this big. I'll use the visual here. This big, like my dick. This big. Right, ladies? So see what happens with that. Then he sings about how horrible Kaz is. Fans getting into it. Oh, what did he sing? Like, Kaz freaking sucks, or Kaz sucks. Or something like that. Anyway. Alright, so not the greatest name for a match, but okay, we'll go with it. So, basically a strap match, but a guitar strap match this Thursday night on the program. Should be brutal. Hopefully ends this horrible feud. I don't like it at all. Let me move on. Alright, so I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get a video from, ladies and gentlemen, EC3, Derek Bateman. he has a chair ready to end Grandpa Eric Young, or what happened last week, where EY wrapped the chair around his head, beat his ass. We get that. Alright, then we get a promo from Tessa Blanchard, Alicia Fox, Victoria Crawford, and the lovely Mila Moore, otherwise known as the Diamond Collective. They're back from the undead realm. We should have left you there. And kind of promo about this coming week. They're going to be fighting Rosemary and company, meaning Rosemary, Rosemary, Mara Shade, or Chikara Miss Jackson if you're nasty, and Allie, the bunny, who is back from the dead. So, we got that. But, yeah, Mila's had a nice little shirt that says hotter than her, and the arrow pointing at Alicia Fox. Well, she is kind of hot, you know. Mila Moore, whew. I like to tussle. Yeah, so Mila, call me. But I digress. Alright, so get that little segment. So this week, the Prophecy take on the Diamond Collective, and, well, Tessa and company, you are going to die. You are... Yeah! Done. Said it has to be, you know, my girl Mila Moore, but still. I cannot go against my girl, the co-founder of the Prophecy. And that's my sweetheart, my demon assassin, my demon bride, Rosemary. I can never go against her. I don't care who she fights. Just saying. If it was Rosemary against Allie, I'd pick Rosemary automatically. As much as I love Allie, but still. We move on. Alright, 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we get to, I guess this was a no DQ match. We had one half of the Righteous. And that's Dutch. Takes on Broken Matt Hardy. Yes! Wonderful! Delete! Well, their partners are banned from the ring. So, Matt Hardy comes out, wastes no time, grabs a table, and then has some red spray paint and spray paints Sacrifice. Nice little In This Moment song. Alright, so this match was brutal. Dutch jumped him inside the ring as the bell rang. And then Matt comes back, tries for the twist of fate, got blocked. But Matt with a side effect, that connected. They go to the outside. Matt rams Dutch, his head into the ring steps over and over and over again. That, go to break, come back. Dutch charges into a side slam and then grabs a 1905 chin lock, which gets broken up. Dutch misses an elbow, which allows Matt Hardy to hit a DDT. And sends Dutch to the outside for the middle rope elbow, which breaks one of the table's legs by accident. I don't even think that was meant to happen, but anyway. So Matt suplexes him through the table with an exploder. Since it was set up before the match, it's not a DQ, so still, I guess it was a regular match. But anyway, whatever. So, sends it through the table. Matt's like, no. And the ref's like, I'll allow it. Figure that one out. And then, out of nowhere, Vincent pops out from underneath the ring, slides in a chair, and then Matt goes up top, and then Vincent, as the referee was trying to get the chair out of the ring and, attend to Dutch, he shoves Matt Hardy off the top, right into Death Walks. 1, 2, 3, Dutch gets the win over Matt Hardy. A little over 10 minutes. Meh. It is what it is. Match was alright. 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. And then after the match, Vincent sits in a chair as Dutch continues to beat down, and then, Jeff Hardy, dude! He comes out for the save, which is kind of like a surprise, because the villains are dumb. Evil will always win, because good is dumb. Always listen to Lord Helmet. Evil will always triumph because good is dumb. Because it is. But I digress. I love Spaceballs. Can't get enough of it. Lloyd! Sir, you're needed on the bridge. Knock next time! Knock! Did you see anything? No, sir. I didn't see you play with your dolls again. Good! She gives great helmets. Anybody notice in that movie his helmet was shaped like a penis? Just saying. That's disgusting. I know it's disgusting. Thank you. But you loved that movie. She did. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, I will move on. Shut up. Thank you. Go make my dinner. Moving on. Alright, so after that, okay. So, still the Hardys and the Righteous still going on with this feud. Don't know where it's going to end and how when we move on. Alright, then we go to the back. We have the Elegance brand. That's M and Heather and Ash by Elegance. Along with Timo Nigel McGuinness, George the Iceman, Personal Concierge, and AZM or... Well, really, I think his name is AZM or something like that. Not Azumi, but that's Japan. But Mr. Elegance! They're there in Daria Ray's office. And Mr. Elegance is showing off his pecs, he's showing off his physique to Daria Ray. And Daria's like, ew! I don't like men! Obviously. So, he's trying to show off to get a match next week. I think Sonya Deville said, okay, fine. Yeah, okay. So, she kind of gives him the match, and then they leave, and she's like, what just happened? I didn't get it at all. I'm like, what is that? What is this?
Excuse me, is this, basic? Now, why would you use something so primitive as basic?
She touched me. Shut up, Golden Boy. If you've never seen Golden Boy, the anime, you do not get that reference. That's showing my age. Alright, moving on. Alright, so I get that 2 out of 5 stars. I didn't really like it at all. So yeah, this week we get Mr. Elegance in some random match. Boring! Gag me with a spoon. Let me move on. Alright, something better than that. We go to the ring, we have Xia Li. Or Lei Ying Li, Xia Li, whatever you want to call her. Goes to the ring and tries to get answers from her former best friend, Xia Brookside, and what, you know, how Xia turned on her at Rebellion. So just in the ring, he says, please excuse me, I do not speak proper English. Actually, she's doing pretty good. I thought it was actually pretty good. She's learning. I mean, Io's English isn't great, but still good. Asuka and Kairi! We want Kairi! Their English is good. Shinsuke's learning. I think the Japanese chick, the one Japanese chick that speaks perfect English is Akira Shida. Mina's getting there. She's getting there. You know, all the other Japanese people that come into America, they're learning. But, you know. But Shida, she speaks perfect English. You're like, oh, she doesn't even have a Japanese accent anymore. Same thing with Asuka. Kana-chan! No kato! She's getting pretty good on her English. I'm just saying. So, that ESL is great, ain't it? That's English as a second language for you dumb people that don't know what ESL is. No wonder they had it in school. I never took it, but because I speak proper English. Forget about it, you know? Anyway. Alright. So, she says, I love my friends, I love TNA, I love all you fans. But I don't know why Zaya Brookside did this to me. And I want her to come out now. So Zaya Brookside comes out. Ooh, she was looking good in a leather jacket. And basically says, we're not best friends because if we were, we'd have stood together at Rebellion. And Xia Li's crying. There's no crying in wrestling. Actually, there is. Hey, Randy Savage will tell you that, right, Randy? When you were crying at your wedding to Liz? Macho Man, don't cry! But you did. It's okay. I was in the moment. Yes, you were. It was a good wedding. Bad reception, but good wedding. And a stupid snake! Scared my wife! Why am I talking like Triple H? I don't know. The Macho Man, don't talk like that. Dig it!
Gotta be more careful here, Mr. Joseph.
I know, Liz. Thank you, son. Sorry. How you doing? Great. Good. He's doing great. Leave him alone. Shut up. Shut up, Randy. Get Terry after you. Not you, Terry Funk. Or you, Sabu. I meant Boleo. Brother. You leave us old farts alone. Shut up, Terry. Terry, leave him alone. Shut up. Cactus, shut up, you fucktard. Stop it. Anyway. That's pretty much it. Alright, so Zaya's, where was I? So Xia Li's in tears, as Zaya Brookside says you had the pressure of being a second-generation star and being all alone. And then, Xia Li talks about being alone right out here. But then I met, when I came to TNA, I was alone, but then I met you, and you tried to help me. She apologizes to Zaya, promises to be right by her side. She's trying to, let's let bygones be bygones, blah, blah, blah. And then Zaya Brookside says, I made a mistake, and that you've been by my side, and I know you will be a champion again. Let's hug it out, man. So they hug, and then you see Zaya just look right into the hard camera with that, I'm gonna do a heinous act. And what does she do? She kicks her in the gut, and picks her up and hits an impaler. Ooh! I mean, wicked impaler. I was like, holy shit! She picked her up, boom! I was like, oh shit! I thought she broke Xia Li's neck. The way that happened, I was like, damn, Gangrel, shit. And freaking Tom Phil's like, oh my god! I'm like, you're doing your best Joey Styles impersonation, right? It was like this, You gotta, when you see something like that brutal, you gotta go, oh my god! Or, when he sees something, he goes, oh my god. When Tom Phillips went, oh my god! Like he'd never seen it before. Alright, we got that. So, well, the Angel Warriors, gone. Split up. Bye-bye. So long, farewell. So see what happens with that this week on the program. But I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, then it's time for a filler match. And we got Cora Jade taking on Katie Arquette. Yes, of the Arquette family. David, they mentioned it on commentary. David Arquette, former World Heavyweight Champion. God damn it! That's probably the saddest thing in WCW, making David Arquette the champ. And he wasn't supposed to be champ, and then what happens? They had the Triple Cage Tower of Doom match at, what was that, at Slamboree, I think it was. It was supposed to be between Jeff Jarrett and DDP. They put him in a triple threat match for said title, the Triple Cage Tower of Doom, or the Ready to Rumble cage. And what happened? David Arquette turns on DDP, and Jeff Jarrett wins the fucking title. I was like, what was the point of giving David Arquette the title when he lost it at maybe a couple weeks later? It made no sense. And yes, the same David Arquette that got almost murdered by my good buddy, and I think yours too, Nick fucking Gage. MDK all day, motherfucker. He walloped him. He almost killed him. Because I think he almost cut him open. His carotid artery almost got cut open with a I think it was a light tube. I think it was on Dark Side of the Ring. I forget what was that. It was like some documentary that David Arquette. I think it was on Dark Side of the Ring that David Arquette was talking about him facing Nick Gage, and you know David Arquette's not an extreme or ultra violent type of guy to get in that match. He goes in there and almost died. Well, you're not going to be in the ultra-violent field anymore, dude. Stick to Scream, okay? Scream 5,000 or whatever. It's up to 7 now, but 6 wasn't 7 doesn't even look that good either. I don't even want to see Scream. There has been some good horror movies this year. I forgot the names of them, but I seen all of them. The ones that just came out. They're very good. So, horror is kind of making a comeback. We might be getting a new Chucky movie. Oh, please give me that. Not a reboot. Not any of this bullshit reboot garbage. I want a brand new movie. Because the last Chucky movie was what? Called of Chucky? Which sucked. I forgot how he died in that movie. I don't even care. So how are you going to explain how he came back? Just please, for the love of God, do not do a reboot. We got how many reboots of Halloween? They're thinking about doing another one? Why? Why do another reboot? Why? Why can't we just go with what we should go with was the after events of Halloween Ends. That movie sucked, by the way. Where Michael becomes a cop. Basically, if you've seen it, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to tell you a spoiler. Michael gives his powers to some kid. Because, Michael's old as fuck. And now the copycat, was going after Laurie Strode. And, at the end of that movie, Michael was getting the shit beat out of him. I'm like, wait a minute. He's not supposed to get his ass kicked this badly. So, the copycat dies when Michael's still around somewhere. So why don't the next Halloween movie, we have Laurie Strode, almost dead, or it goes with the daughters, maybe Laurie Strode's in a nursing home or some shit. Maybe Michael goes after her in a nursing home. I don't know. Do something like that and have the daughters kill him, so I don't know how. I mean, for good, kill him, but, it's not going to happen, but... Because... As we all know, in serial horror movies, the villain never dies. They always come back. I'll be back. I always come back. How many times have we said that about Michael Myers, Pinhead, Chucky, Jason Voorhees, and so many other villains have died and came back? How many movies? 94 movies? Come on now. You can't kill all these villains. It's insane. Like Jigsaw, can't kill him. Now we got Saw 13 or Saw 11 now, or whatever number it's up to now. How many times you gonna have to kill Jigsaw? I mean, seriously? It's just weird. All these people are emulating Jigsaw badly. Even Jigsaw the movie was kind of with Chris Rock. Wait a minute, Chris Rock in a horror movie? Rosa liked it. She likes everything, but, Whatever! Anyway, moving on with that. Alright, so we had Corey Jade taking on Katie Arquette. And basically a 2.5 minute suck fest. And Corey Jade wins with the blackout. 1, 2, 3. Good night. 2 out of 5 stars. That's it. Alright, then we go to Mustafa Ali, the Intercontinental Champion. He's with Order 4, the Great Hands, Skyline Hawks, the Big Man, Agent Zero, and the lovely Puerto Rican princess herself. No, not Issa, but that's Tasha Steelz. welcomes us to the International Title Summit, or the Intercontinental Title Summit, where a random country is selected at random, and that they will get a title shot, and the lucky country is Australia, mate, and the challenger is, well, it's Adam Brooks, but not Chris Brooks. He's thankful for the chance, calls Ali a bloke, which Ali's like, what? No, he didn't call him a bloke, he called him something else, like a fap, something like that. Should have called him a wanker. No, that's England, but... Moving on, so yeah, so we've got Adam Brooks, or Chris Brooks, takes on Ali this week for the Intercontinental title. Big deal. Alright, 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we go to a segment, a promo from With the System. Bear Bronson is throwing shit. He's pissed about losing to Nick Nemeth. And then Cedric Alexander wants another shot at Leon Slater and the X Division title. And then Eddie Edwards says the system will fix everything. Right. We'll see. That's that. Alright, 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Then we get to the main event of Impact. Impact match of the year in my eyes. Amanda goes all night long. All night. And that's Rich Swann. He takes on the TNA champion, Mike Santana. Man, this was a epic match. 19-minute match. I thought it was going to go a little bit shorter, but it went 19 minutes. Back and forth they went. Few flippy dippity doos. At one point, Santana sends Rich Swann face first into the floor. I mean, the floor. Ow! We go to break. Rich Swann comes back, hitting a running kick from the apron. And it was good. Put Santana in a chair next to the barricade. And some running kicks to face have Santana rocked. Comes right back with a super kick. Then they go inside. Rich Swann with a super kick out of mid-air. Goes up top. But Mike Santana gets back up with a superplex. That was great. And, you know, it looked countered in a way, but for, you know, still effective. And they have a double down. Santana fights his way back up. They have a slugfest. He wins that. Sets up the rolling buck 50. That's rolling 150 for you dumb fucks at home. Then here's a cannonball. Then a sit-up powerbomb. Nice little trio there for a near fall. Rich Swann scores with a rolling clothesline. Goes for a middle rope 450. Missed. No one in the pool for you, sir. But connects with a handspring. Giddy Kessa! Bang! Nice. And a super Hurricane Rana into a frog splash. Not an Eddie Guerrero frog splash. He's funky. It wasn't mine. Because he couldn't do it properly anyway. Okay, Eddie, calm down. Anyway, so gets a near fall out of that. Then it's time for another double down, another breather to get back up. Mike Santana tries a sit-up powerbomb. That got reversed into a Canadian Destroyer. Ow. For a 2.999999999999999 Batman 5. They get back up. Rich Swann hits a super kick, but Santana pops back up with one hell of a spin the block. Knocked Rich Swann the fuck out. 1, 2, 3. He retains the TNA World title in an epic match. 19 minutes. 4.25 out of 5 stars. Mwah. I loved it. Mike Santana loved it. Rich Swann loved it. The fans were going nuts. Even the commentators are going nuts. And then at the end of the match, to end the show, Code of Honor, you love to see that. I loved it. This match was epic. Let's run it back. I would love to see a rematch. Let's do it, right, Paul Stanley? Say your line, Paul. Let's do it. Okay. Go do it. But not me, you idiot. Get out of here. And don't even go over there. Go over there. No, you cannot have sex with Gene Simmons. You have sex with me, you bitch. She likes Gene Simmons because of his tongue. I don't have a big tongue. I have a big dick, but that's not a story for another time. And we move on. Alright, so that ends TNA Impact Wrestling. And Impact, I thought was great. 7.5 out of 10 stars. And That's about to eat, my friends. Alright, now, as, get my notes all loaded up for, we're gonna get to Ring of Honor for this past Thursday. We're gonna have a sippy sip. So, cheers, you motherfuckers. And we get that. Alright, so as the, hopefully I get my notes loaded up, I'll be, take a second, I'll be right back. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Had to use the bathroom. I had to go. Alright. Alright, we're back. Alright. We're gonna get to Ring of Honor right now, really quickly. And as always, we are emanating from Ring of Honor Studios, WJCT Studios, in Jacksonville, Florida. And as always, our commentary team of Ian and Rick are boring. And the pasta, my good buddy. If I don't do this, he gets mad. Caprice Coleman. Alright, so last week we had qualifying matches for the survival of the fittest match to see who will face Athena. So we know Athena's in the match, Billy Stark's in the match, Trisha Dora, I think Persephone. There's two more and I forgot. But we got that. So a couple of weeks away from Supercard of Honor on May the 15th. So, got a few more matches to go. So that's one of the big matches, is the survival of the fittest match to see who could possibly beat Athena, if they can. So a 6-way match. We'll see what happens with that. But more title matches are going to be set, and we'll hopefully finalize the card probably by next week, pretty much. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, so we start off with the opening sequence. It wasn't a great show, mind you. This was like Jobber Central almost. So we start off with the opening sequence of Brandon Cutler, the cameraman for BTE. He teams up with Terry Kidd. Is that the same guy as Terry, the legendary jobber himself, Terry Yaki? Maybe. And my girl, Angelica, not Angelica, it's Angelica Risk. Anyway, they take on the premier athletes, Ari Daivari, Josh the Goods Woods, take it back. Story Denali, Ari Daivari, and the premier athlete himself, And that's, God damn it. Tony Nese, someone forgot his name. 2.5 minute match, and yeah, just garbage. Basically, story now, tall, big woman, beat the crap out of my girl, Angelica Risk, getting to the end, the men fight on the floor, and then story tonight with a choke slam on Angelica Risk. 1, 2, 3, 2.5 minutes match. Filler match to start. What are you gonna do? Alright, so I give that 2 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, then it's time for the men. We got some big, beefy men in that ring for almost 7.5 minutes. We got Mark Davis of the Don Callis family. He takes on this guy, the Beef. Yeah, the Beef. So, Beef. So, they go at it. Back and forth they went. Getting to the end. Mark, get a running forearm connects in the corner for a near fall, but Beef reverses a pile driver into a fruit roller for a near fall. Mark Davis chops him down like with the edge of his hand, and but still can't hit the pile driver, which allows Beef to hit one hell of a belly to back suplex. Goes for the swan dive, missed. No water in the pool for you, sir. And then Mark Davis hits a big Lariato! 1, 2, 3 to get the pin. Meh, match, 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. Alright, then we get a look at Johnny TV. Johnny Mundo, John Morrison, whatever you want to call it. Losing his hair in a hair versus, I think it was a mask versus hair match in CMLL 2 months ago. So, yeah. So, he's appeared without his hair in Ring of Honor, so why are we even getting him now? Why do we see that? I don't get it. Anyway, so he teams up with MXM TV, Monsieur, and Dion Madden, Mace Madden, and I think Taya Valkyrie. And they take on Main Man Oro. Is that Oro Menza? I think that's Oro Menza. Keegan Garland. And Angel Fashion. Great names. Didn't really give two craps about this match. It was just under 4 minutes. We're getting to the end. Garland pounds on Dion Madden in the corner, but Dion walks out to hit a powerbomb double choke slam on the other two guys. That was nice. And then Johnny TV hits a flippy dippity-doo onto everybody, onto the guys. But Garland ducks the flying chuck, and then the worm. What are we, Scotty Too Hottie? The worm connects, but Dion cuts it off at the last second. No, it connected, but he got cut off, I guess, the pin. And then MXM hit the glossy centerfold on Keegan Garland. 1, 2, 3 in just under 4 minutes. MXM TV get the win. And I didn't really give two craps. So, 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, they're going to look back at the Ring of Honor Pure Champion, Lee Moriarty, beating Marshall Von Erich to retain the Pure Wrestling title last week. He still has it. It's almost been 2 years now. So, we have a sit-down interview with Lee Moriarty and Caprice Coleman. Caprice asks him about being all honorable and then part of Shane Taylor Promotions. Lee says he's the best pure wrestler in the world. Debatable. And it's just him being him. Him and Shane Taylor won't always get along. I thought they always got along. They're in the same group. He says him and Shane Taylor won't always get along, but they work well together. And he's also apparently a talented painter. Interesting. I said it's similar to being an artist in the ring. In some ways. Technical Wizard. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know who the hell is going to beat Lee Moriarty at this point. It's like, who's going to beat Athena for the Ring of Honor World title? I don't know. Who's going to beat Bandito for the Ring of Honor Men's World title? Don't know, because he's held that belt for a few months. Tag team belts the same way. Who's going to be Spanish God, Sammy Guevara, and the Beast Mortas for the the tag team titles, the six-man tag team titles. Who has those? I forgot. Well, the six-man titles ain't gonna be defended. I think I do, but I forgot who has the six. I think Shane Taylor Promotions has the six-man tag team titles too. But yeah, I think they do. So see who faces them. And we'll see what happens with that. Alright guys, I gotta take a second. I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom again. Alright, sorry about that. Didn't have to go. I thought my phone was ringing. Because it's in the other room. But anyway, moving on. Alright, so we got that. Alright. Then we get to a pure rules match for the ladies. See who faces the Ring of Honor. Well, we don't know Deonna Purrazzo is the women's pure champion. But we got Diamante S.A. taking on Rachel Ellering. Pretty good match for 5.5 minutes. Not great, but decent. Get the threat of the Fujiwara armbar sends Rachel straight to the rope for her first rope break. Ankle lock sends Rachel to the ropes again. So Diamante starts working on the leg. You know, Rachel is in the corner. It doesn't count as a rope break. What? I don't understand the rules for pure rules anymore. You get set in the corner, or you're backed up on the ropes, and that constitutes a rope break? What? I don't get that. Okay. Anyway, another ankle lock means Rachel is out of rope breaks that quick, but she goes right back with a big clothesline. Diamante is right back with a top rope double stomp to the back. Ow. Then she sets up the ankle lock one more time, and Rachel Ellering tapped out in a smidge over 5.5 minutes. Decent match, 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's that. Alright, then we have the Frat House taking on the Colones, Eddie and Orlando Colon, or Epico and Primo. They team up with the Spanish Announce Project of Serpentico and Helico. So it takes on Griff Garrison, Cole Carter, and the rest of the Frat House. Preston Vance as well, and Coleman. Who's Coleman? I don't know. Not Caprice Coleman, but anyway. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. In the end, and Hedico and Serpentico get stereo holds on jacked Jameson and Preston Vance for a double tap out in under 7.5 minutes. Not the greatest match in the world, but still, 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. And we move on. Alright, then we get to my girl, Billy Starks, takes on Hyann the Huntress. Pretty good 9.5. This was match of the night. A little over 9 minutes. They fight over a test of strength to start the match. Billy bites her. We're gonna bite her! To escape that. And then they continue on, get to the end. Belted back suplex gets a near fall. And by Hyann. Hyann takes her up top for a superplex, followed by a Falcon Arrow, the Cataclysm, Paradox, whatever you want to call it, did the deed for another near fall. Go to a pinfall reverse sequence. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then Billy Starks like, that's it. Alabama Slammer from Greensboro, Alabama. In the corner. Ow. And then a Swanton gives Billy a near fall as she pulled Hyann the Huntress up, and then finished her off with a pancake. Not a pancake that you eat pancake, but a pancake. 1, 2, 3. Unusual way to finish the match for Billy, but she gets a win anyway. Match was actually pretty good. 3 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it. Alright, then we got a Survival of the Fittest rundown. I guess for all the people that are going to be in the match, along with Adina. We get that. Alright, then we get the Swirl, Blake Christian, Lee Johnson, and Black Machismo. Ooh, yeah, did it. Of Jay Lethal takes on Adam Priest and Tommy Billington. Actually, it was a tornado tag team match of Blake Christian and Blake Christian and Lee Johnson, I believe. And it was a pretty good match. Getting to the end, Blake's handspring kick to face hits Lee Johnson for a near fall. Oops. And Adam Priest drops Lee Johnson with a DDT to go to the corner for a Tower of Doom spot with a Super Spanish Fly. Nice. Off the top rope for a big crash. The Swole wins a chop fest. Adam Priest clotheslines both of them down. Goes up top for a top rope elbow, but hit the chair. Ooh, that had to hurt. I didn't even know the chair was brought in the ring, but okay. Hits the chair. Top rope double stomp Death Valley driver combo. Finishes off Adam Priest. And Lee Johnson got the pin, of course. 1, 2, 3. Good match. 12-minute match. 3 out of 5 stars. And that ends Ring of Honor TV. Wasn't the best. Wasn't the worst. But I'm going to give it 6.25 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so that's it for my video. Thanks for watching. Once again, Ring of Honor 6.25 out of 10 stars. And TNA 7.5 out of 10 stars. The epic main event at Rich Swann and Mike Santana. Great match. So we'll see what happens this week on the programs as we get closer to Supercard for Ring of Honor. And for TNA, we keep going for a little bit. Until I think we hit the end of May. I think there's an event, but we got that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Until next time, peace. I'm going to go watch Raw now. Peace.